Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Business Incorporated, coming to you live from Lagos. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwago. On the program, South Africa's economy grows by 0.2% in the third quarter of 2016. Ghana's president asks for second term to consolidate economic gains. Plus, Mozambique bondholders call debt's restructuring deadline a pipe dream. We begin in Europe, where Eurogroup has approved some short-term measures to help relieve Greece's debt repayment schedule. The measures will be implemented within the next upcoming weeks. The full set of short-term measures endorsed by the Eurogroup include extending the repayment period and slight adjustments to the interest rates. The Eurogroup agrees the new measures to relieve Greece's huge debt following its €86 billion bailout may fall short what is demanded by the International Monetary Fund, but believe the steps are necessary for the country to make good progress.
So following the mandate the ESM received earlier this year, we put together proposals that we believe are workable. And I think together they are an important step to improve Greek debt sustainability. When we have implemented all these measures, they could lead to a cumulative reduction of the Greek debt to GDP ratio of around 20 percentage points of GDP over the time horizon until 2060.
Meanwhile, bourses in Europe were slightly higher today as concerns over political instability ease and investors focus on the upcoming meeting of the European Central Bank. Now let's bring in DWTV Channels TV financial correspondent at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, Olaf Krieger, to talk to us about the numbers coming in. Good afternoon, Olaf. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, we'll begin our conversation with the politics in Italy. Well, the Prime Minister has agreed to delay its resignation until the country's 2017 budget is approved, following the government's defeat in a referendum. Is the market happy about this, and how's the Italian index behaving today?
Well, I would say something like it's a short respite in this whole matter, because it's not only a crisis in the government, it's even more economic crisis in Italy, because Italy has a tremendous mountain of debt, and they need structural reforms in terms of to get out of this crisis. So this is only a short momentum, and that the Prime Minister is a bit longer in charge than expected, but they need to have a new government. And by the way, this is a 65 government in Italy since the end of World War II.
Now, it seems the risks to the Italian banking system continues. The Financial Times reported that Italy's Monte dei Paschi has been told to prepare for a state bailout on reports that a key investor is reconsidering whether to contribute to a €5 billion recapitalization. How much impact is this having on the shares of the bank?
Well, first of all, it shows crystal clear that the whole Italian banking industry is in hot water because of the tremendous debt they have, and even the banks need some structural reforms. But analysts here in Frankfurt cannot see anytime soon that those reforms getting started in Italy because of the special situation in the Italian government right now. So the Italian banks in general are a big concern here in Frankfurt and, of course, in Italy.
Now let's look at the data coming in from Germany, which, of course, has indicated that the manufacturing orders jumped in October. What are the major drivers of the gain, and what is its implication for the German economy?
Well, it's traditionally the export in from Germany into out the world, and German machinery, German car building, German technology still has an excellent reputation all around the globe. But there is one danger because the German economy is really kind of hooked to this export power, hooked into the export industry, and the domestic markets are not that strong right now because so many economies in the Eurozone are still in hot water, are still not out of the woods. So well, we have to wait and see whether the strength of the economy, of the export industry in Germany will last.
Right, thanks, Olaf. We will keep an eye on those numbers, and of course, European finance ministers meeting in Brussels today. And don't forget the ECB's Draghi announcement on Thursday. Thank you for your time. And moving in now to Asia, the markets there bounced back today with the central bank in Australia holding its benchmark rate steady, and as market uncertainty faded following the failed referendum in Italy. The Reserve Bank of Australia, in its last monetary policy review for the year, held its cash rate at 1.5% as expected. The Australian Central Bank also said that a rising Aussie dollar might pose risks to the country's economic transition as it moves away from a resource-led economy. Australia's ASX 200 closed up 0.52%. The Japanese benchmark Nikkei 225 closed 0.247%. The Kospi finished up 1.35%, as South Korea's finance ministry says it would assign 68% of its 2017 budget to be spent in the first half of the year to boost growth. The Shanghai Composite closed down 0.17%, as the Shenzhen Composite closed up 0.158%. In Hong Kong, the Hang Seng gained 0.65% by mid-afternoon. The Trilateral Forum of Economic Cooperation in bilateral and multilateral capacity between China, Japan and South Korea opened in Japanese capital of Tokyo on Monday, attracting academics, entrepreneurs and government officials from 3 countries to discuss possibilities of bilateral cooperation in the Asian markets.
China, Japan and South Korea account for 18.4% of total global trade. Experts say joint trilateral efforts can expand the market potential exponentially.
Cooperation among Korea, Japan, China is very important in Asia-Pacific regions because these 3 countries are most developed and biggest nations. So in actual, cooperation among our 3 nations is a test bed in methodologically, on the other hand, and reduce the over-competition between our 3 nations.
Mr. Zhang says cooperation amongst the 3 nations is not only a test bed, but will also reduce the over-competition between the 3 nations. China is eager to play a supporting role in the collaboration effort. Experts say benefits of such a joint effort will go beyond economic benefits.
If the 3 countries, they can take advantage of each and cooperate in the economic sense,